Hello, I am Orange Cat, and this is my analysis of Toonami's ratings for April 6, 2019. This is the last of ratings of this schedule. We get a brand new one next week with a brand new show in the Promised Neverland. So let's go to the top, shall we? Dragon Ball Z Super, good week, .39. That's about 600s better than last week. A nice boost. It's really been playing around the .32 to .4 range since the start of the Tournament of Power. It's nice to see it towards the top of that. Let's see if we continue there for the weeks to come throughout the rest of the run of this show. Boruto, it gets a .30 this week. That's right, a .30. I believe this might be the first time it's actually hit that mark. Very sad to see it hit this mark in a way, because we are not going to see it here again, because Boruto next week will be pushed back to 2 a.m. for some scheduling reason, because that's what Toonami thinks it should do, even though it's been retaining Super better than really most other shows in this block have. Then you have My Hero Academia, a tiny boost, 1/100th of a boost to a .24 this week. It's kind of been playing around the low to mid .2s with this schedule. Very consistent holding there. Let's see if it gets a boost next week. It's taken over for Boruto at the 11:30 spot after Dragon Ball Super. Right afterwards, we get Sword Art Online Alicization, the 12:30 episode pulled in a .19. I believe that is an increase of 1/100th from last week. So like I said, it's been hanging in that lower part of that range. It had been zigzagging from like a .18, .19 range to like a .28, .29. And unfortunately for the show, it looks like it's settling towards the bottom of that range. That's at a .19 this week. At 1 a.m., is another episode of Sword Art Online, and it was the controversial one. It was the one with the rape scene, albeit a very severely edited rape scene. It got some interest. It actually went up to .20, so you actually got a small increase in the 18 to 49 viewer base for that episode. Interestingly enough, total viewers from 12:30 to 1 decreased 3,000 total people. But the 18-49, this is the people that matter to ratings. This is what helps the shows on the block. The 18 to 49 ratings goes up 15,000. There was a bit of a curiosity factor to see how this would get handled. And like I said, controversy is king. Controversy sells. And it worked this week for Start Online, giving it a tiny 1/100th boost from 12:30 to 1. JoJo comes in right afterwards at a .18. Very solid retention for JoJo. It's something you really love to see here. And right after that is when you get Black Clover. I mean, it's very solid retention, a .17. It hadn't been doing what it had been doing for a few weeks leading up to the last couple weeks, where it had been building on JoJo. However, .17 at 2 a.m., you can't get mad at that. That's actually a decent number. And it gets a promotion. It's moving up to, I think, 1:30, so it's getting a 30-minute boost up in the schedule next week. And then 2:30 is Hunter x Hunter. It gets a .15, one of the better numbers it's had in this slot. It's really been the show that suffered the most from this schedule. It's only going to get worse next week. It gets pushed to the 3 a.m. gulag. I mean, a .15 isn't horrible. It's going to drop next week with the new schedule. And in my opinion, at least this arc hasn't captivated me nearly in the way that the Chimera Ant arc had. And I can understand why people are just tuning out of the show, especially since this is the last arc of the show before it's off the air from Adult Swim or Toonami, and we'll see what we get after that, what the new show would be filling in that spot. I believe that is the either that or Diamond is Unbreakable is the next spot off the block. And then you have Shippuden at a .14. Shippuden's actually done a little worse now than it had been in filler. I guess Naruto's that weird type of show that gets good ratings in filler, but people just aren't as into the actual main plot of the show as much. And honestly, I don't blame them. You get some really fun episodes of Shippuden in filler. I haven't felt the same way about the main plot. It kind of just drags on, in my opinion. That's just me. And then Attack on Titan rerun gets a .10, or season 1 rerun, actually. I mean, that's just a rerun. Who really cares about how that rates? I mean, I guess it's okay for a rerun of .10, but in general, I'll say my reaction to this this ratings are very melancholy in a way, because you can see the obvious mistake with even this improved schedule here. I don't think Boruto should be shipped down late. Boruto has been holding roughly 3/4 of the audience from Dragon Ball Super. That's probably the best any show's really ever done after Super. Like I said, I remember back last summer, or last fall, when someone at Toonami had the ingenious idea to Fully Cooley Alternative right afterwards. And don't get me wrong, I really liked Fully Cooley Alternative. I think it was a good show. It did not pair that well at all with Dragon Ball Super. I mean, you're going from Super Saiyan, Goku doing stuff, to a girl crying that her best friend is angry at her. I mean, it just doesn't compat well. And Boruto kind of combated well. Like you have like that ninja type shonen, like you have this, I guess, fun action environment. That's something that Dragon Ball Super has. That's something that Boruto has. It's fun and it's full of action. And to give Toonami some credit, My Hero Academia does do that to a degree. However, you're right now in the middle of a more serious plot arc in My Hero Academia, so I don't think it was the wisest decision to put My Hero Academia in this spot. Show follow up Dragon Ball Super. Like, think you're just a casual anime viewer. Like, you just really like something like Dragon Ball Super, right? You watch it and you're like, next is My Hero Academia. Like, okay, I guess I'll keep the TV on and see where this takes me. And then you're right in the middle of a plot. Deku screaming, and then like you're like, what the hell is this? I don't know what's going on. Who's this character? Who's this character? At least something at Boruto is kind of in this weird long-term purgatory filler arc for the next, I think, 20, 30 episodes actually, where like it has arcs, but they aren't that substantive. Like you're not gonna have like a 20 episode arc. You're just gonna have, a plot line that carries over a couple episodes, kind of like how Diamond is Unbreakable kind of works, where like there's a general plot line, but you have a lot of these 2, 3 part plot lines within them that you can kind of just start watching and get into just that part alone, even if you're unfamiliar with what the rest of the show's been doing. I'm not saying move Diamond Unbreakable that far up the schedule at all. It's a bit of an eclectic show. I like Diamond Unbreakable, but it's definitely not an early time show, but I definitely understand why Diamonds Unbreakable is a 1 a.m. show. It's been doing good ratings. Like ever since Toonami gave the show more of a chance, it's really improved in its ratings, and I think it's really deserving to be like a mid-block show like Toonami's now treating it as. But in short, I'm not these ratings make me so unsure of this next schedule. What do you guys think? Do you think that these were great ratings? Do you agree that Boruto should have been kept at 11:30? Do you believe that My Hero Academia deserved it more? Hey guys, what do you think? What do you think the ratings for the first episode of The Promised Neverland is going to be? That debuts next week. My personal prediction's a 0.21. I want to know what you guys think about that. What do you have any other ideas? Do you really like this content? Please comment, please subscribe. I really appreciate your guys' support. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. I'm Orange Cat, and that is all.